Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Tommy White of Birch Football. How's it going?
It's going good. How you doing?
Doing good. So I know it's been a pretty busy time since football's been over. I mean, what have you been up to?
Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time hunting, catching up with friends. School's been a big priority since then too, because the end of the trimester just came upon us not too long ago. Um, yeah, work, getting a gym membership, kind of getting back to all my things other than football.
Yeah. Is it weird now? I know football's been is it's been a few weeks since football ended, but
Yeah,
how has it been just, not go is it did it take some getting used to not going because you obviously been going every day since the summer.
yeah. No, it definitely has. It's been kind of odd, especially like I'm a big fan of looking at the playoff brackets and all the goose poop and the predictions and stuff. So doing that this year, but without us actually in the picture, knowing that I'm done and I'm not a part of it anymore, it's been odd. And especially since the weather's been nice, I'm like, man, I wish I could be out there on that field still playing.
Yeah. So I know, how was this season for you? I know you didn't make playoffs this year.
Yeah.
Obviously it was still a good year for you guys, still got some big wins. But what was this year like? Because obviously there was a lot of new this year.
Yeah. No, I thought the season was great, honestly. I think it was a good learning experience for the whole team, especially for the underclassmen, to be able to take a step up and kind of fill some roles on that team, looking for the future. Um, it was a big year, being that it was our first year in the conference, just because that got us sort of into the swing of things as far as film. I think that we set ourselves up really well for the future. But I think the season was a success because it was the final season, and that was something that we really got to spend a lot of time and appreciate this year more than any other year. So it meant a lot to me just to be able to be out there with my voice and enjoy the game of football.
Yeah. So the new that I mentioned this year was the new conference. Of course,
Mhm.
playing teams that you've never seen before or haven't
Yep.
seen, or Birch hasn't seen a lot of these teams in a long time. I got to ask you, what was that like to go and play a bunch of new teams you haven't ever seen?
Uh, I thought it was amazing. I loved it. I loved the challenge of it. Having to prepare was a little bit more difficult because it wasn't teams that we played in the past. It wasn't teams that we play on JV or varsity. So it's not like we had a whole lot of film that was recent. It wasn't up to date, and it just gave us that motivation to go out there and get after it. You know what I mean? Set ourselves apart for years to come, and that was kind of the goal all season, was just to go out there and compete with everybody.
Yeah. So, let me ask you this, like, remind everybody what position you play first.
I'm outside linebacker.
So, what was it just like, you know, this year? What were, the things that you wanted to accomplish, this year, just to get overall better as a player? What were those things, and what were your goals that you accomplished this year?
Yeah, for me this season, I feel like a lot of my goals were team oriented. You know what I mean? I didn't have a whole lot of personal goals other than the fact that I just wanted to make sure that I was physical. I wanted to be very physical. I wanted to kind of leave that impact on the team, my teammates also. So that was one of my biggest goals, and I feel like I accomplished pretty well. Keeping motivation while we were all on the field. Um, I felt like I made an impact, and that was really good. I mean, looking back at the season, looking back on film, um, looking back and talking to teammates too, I could tell that that was something that I had accomplished this year. But yeah, as an outside linebacker, like there's a lot of different responsibilities, especially playing weak side. But I felt like I did a pretty good job. I was I was confident. I was happy with the way I played and the goals and everything. My progression throughout the season, especially.
So going into the rest of the year, it's knowing that you're probably never going to play football, high school wise, and probably not. I think you're not continuing your football career, are you?
No, more than likely not. I mean, it depends where I go to school. I might try and walk on somewhere just to give it a shot one last time. Um, but as of right now, I don't have any plans.
So let me ask you this: like, what does football mean to you, Tommy?
After this year, it means a lot more than what I realized it meant to me. It's kind of like my whole life, this is what I've been doing. So I mean, football represents all the friendships I've made throughout my life. It represents like the leadership that I've gained from these coaches. It represents like a nice foundation, my drive to be competitive, to be involved, to be caring. Um, Especially, I think with Birch run football too, specifically, it was like it gave you a different perspective on sports and the community as a whole. And so that was something that it's done a lot for me. Football does mean a lot.
Yeah. Okay, so, what will you miss just overall with high school football and stuff?
Yeah, I'm gonna miss having the opportunity to go out there every week with my friends, having those leaders that are around for us, coaches. It's just like the more bonds I feel like that we can have in our lives, the more connections we get to have with people, the better off we are. So I'm definitely gonna miss that, and I'm gonna miss also just being able to go out there and hit people every once in a while, put my shoulder down and make a tackle. But I'll never
So,
forget it.
yeah. What is next for you?
As far as sports or
Just with anything.
um, well, this year I plan on doing track and hopefully I can make it to states for pole vault. That's a goal. I'm gonna do some indoor stuff this winter, but after high school, my plans to go to college, get a degree. I don't know for sure what in yet. I was looking into business, looking into some engineering programs with aerospace because I'm doing a program in Flint right now for aviation. But I'm kind of trying to figure it out. Actually, I'm trying to focus in on what it is specifically that I want to do.
All right. All right. Well, Tommy, thank you so much for the time and best of luck in the rest of this season. Best of luck the rest of this year.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.